Top 10 disappearances that were never explained. Some disappearances are shrouded in more mystery than others, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions and unfulfilled investigations. In this exploration of the top 10 disappearances that were never explained, we delve into cases where the truth remains elusive, from the enigmatic vanishing of pioneering aviator Amelia Earhart to the unsettling disappearance of labor leader Jimmy Hoffa. 10. Amelia Earhart. Amelia Earhart's daring feats made her a pioneer in aviation history, celebrated for being the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean and attempting to circumnavigate the globe. On July 2, 1937, Earhart and her navigator, Fred Noonan, set off for Howland Island but vanished in the vast Pacific. The disappearance was a significant blow, leading to one of the most extensive search operations in history. Despite extensive investigations and a wealth of theories, from a possible crash at sea to survival on a remote island, no conclusive evidence has emerged. Theories about their fate range from Earhart's plane running out of fuel and crashing into the ocean, to an emergency landing on Gardner Island, now Nikumaroro, where some believe they may have survived for a time. The mystery of Earhart's fate continues to captivate historians, aviation enthusiasts, and the general public alike, with periodic discoveries of artifacts and new analyses keeping the story alive. 9. Jimmy Hoffa. Jimmy Hoffa's disappearance is one of America's most infamous unsolved cases. Hoffa, a powerful figure in labor unions and known for his association with organized crime, disappeared on July 30, 1975, from a Detroit-area restaurant. Hoffa had been attempting to reconcile with mobsters who had previously helped him, and it is believed that this meeting led to his abduction. Despite numerous investigations, including claims by Frank the Irishman Sheeran of his involvement, Hoffa's body was never found. Theories about Hoffa's fate include being buried in his suburban backyard, cremated, or even buried in a steel mill. His disappearance has been the subject of countless books, films, and documentaries, reflecting ongoing public fascination with Hoffa's complex life and unsolved fate. 8. The Roanoke Colonists. The Roanoke Colony, also known as the Lost Colony, represents one of the earliest and most perplexing mysteries of American history. Established in 1585, the colony in what is now North Carolina was one of England's first attempts to establish a permanent settlement in North America. By 1590, when a relief ship arrived, the colonists had vanished, leaving only the cryptic word Croaton carved into a post. Theories about their fate include assimilation into local Native American tribes, a massacre, or a failed attempt to relocate. Archaeological excavations and historical research have not yet provided conclusive evidence. This enigmatic disappearance remains a staple of historical intrigue, with ongoing efforts to uncover more about what happened to the early settlers. 7. Ambrose Bierce. Ambrose Bierce, a renowned American writer known for his biting satirical works and vivid war stories, vanished in 1913 under enigmatic circumstances. A veteran of the Civil War and a prominent literary figure, Bierce traveled to Mexico to witness the revolution led by Pancho Villa. His trail went cold after reaching the city of Chihuahua. Various theories suggest that Bierce might have been killed during the revolution, or that he succumbed to natural causes. Despite investigations by federal agents and other authorities, no definitive information has surfaced about his fate. Bierce's disappearance adds a layer of mystery to his already intriguing life, blending his literary legacy with the unresolved enigma of his final days. 6. D.B. Cooper. The enigmatic case of D.B. Cooper, who executed one of the most audacious skyjackings in history on November 24, 1971, continues to baffle and intrigue. Under the alias Dan Cooper, later misreported as D.B. Cooper, the unidentified man boarded a commercial flight, extorted $200,000 in ransom, and then parachuted out of the aircraft into the darkness of the Pacific Northwest. Despite a rigorous and extensive investigation by the FBI, which involved a sprawling search effort over several years, Cooper's true identity and fate remain a profound mystery. While a portion of the ransom money was discovered along the Columbia River years later, no definitive evidence of Cooper's whereabouts or survival was ever found. Theories about his ultimate fate vary widely, from the possibility of his successful escape and continued life in hiding, to the grim scenario of his death in the rugged wilderness. The unresolved nature of Cooper's case has sparked a multitude of investigations, inspired numerous media portrayals, and fueled enduring public fascination, cementing D.B. Cooper as one of America's most compelling and elusive mysteries. 5. Belgunnis. Belgunnis, a Norwegian immigrant turned suspected serial killer, eluded capture and justice in the early 1900s through a series of chilling crimes and a dramatic escape. Known for her involvement in insurance fraud, Gunnis's nefarious activities escalated to include the deaths of multiple individuals, including her husbands and suitors. In 1908, her farmhouse was consumed by a suspicious fire, and 4 bodies were discovered inside, initially believed to be Gunnis and her children. However, as investigations unfolded, doubts emerged that Gunnis had orchestrated the blaze to fake her own death and escape her criminal past. Despite numerous reported sightings and ongoing investigations, the true fate of Belgunnis remains shrouded in mystery. Her story, marked by a pattern of grisly murders and a calculated disappearance, continues to captivate and unsettle those intrigued by unresolved and macabre enigmas. 4. Solomon Northup. Solomon Northup's harrowing tale of kidnapping and slavery was well documented in his memoir, 12 Years a Slave. After being abducted and sold into slavery in 1841, Northup endured unimaginable hardships before securing his freedom in 1853. Following his return to freedom, he became an outspoken advocate against slavery. Despite his prominence and involvement in anti-slavery causes, Northup retreated from public life, and his ultimate fate remains unknown. His disappearance is presumed to have occurred around 1863, but no concrete records exist. Northup's story, while well known, is incomplete without resolution to the mystery of his later years. 3. Agatha Christie. Agatha Christie, the celebrated queen of crime fiction, became the center of a real-life mystery in December 1926 when she vanished for 11 days. Renowned for her detective novels and the creation of Hercule Poirot, Christie disappeared shortly after her husband, Archibald Christie, requested a divorce. Her abandoned car was discovered, sparking widespread public concern and a media frenzy as the search for the missing author intensified. Christie was eventually found staying at a hotel under the name of her husband's mistress, but she claimed to have no recollection of the missing days or how she arrived there. This enigmatic episode, which remains unexplained, adds a fascinating and mysterious dimension to the life of a woman who spent her career devising intricate puzzles and whodunits. 2. Confederate prisoners from the Shohola train wreck. The Shohola train wreck, which occurred on July 15, 1864, during the American Civil War, was a catastrophic event involving a collision between a Union Guard train and Confederate prisoners. The wreck resulted in significant casualties and injuries. Amidst the chaos, 5 Confederate prisoners managed to escape and were never recaptured. Despite extensive historical records about the wreck and subsequent investigations, the fate of these 5 men remains unknown. Their disappearance adds a layer of intrigue to an already tragic event, reflecting the complexities and uncertainties of wartime conditions. 1. Raoul Wallenberg. Raoul Wallenberg, a Swedish diplomat renowned for his heroic efforts to save thousands of Hungarian Jews during World War II, vanished under mysterious circumstances in January 1945. Wallenberg, who had issued protective papers and established safe houses to shield Jewish refugees from the Nazi regime, was detained by Soviet forces as they advanced into Budapest. The official Soviet narrative claimed that Wallenberg died in prison in 1947 from a heart attack, but this account is fraught with inconsistencies. Eyewitness reports and subsequent sightings in various Soviet prisons suggested that Wallenberg may have been alive well beyond the official date of his death. Despite extensive international investigations and numerous appeals from world leaders and human rights organizations, the true fate of Wallenberg remains unresolved. The allure of these unsolved cases endures, reminding us of the enduring complexity of the human experience and the mysteries that lie just beyond our grasp.